Hi guys. I have had a few different clients talking to me about Instagram and just a little bit confused about how to set it for the business, how to properly use it. So I wanted to make this short little video tutorial. It's just going to cover a few different things, kind of like the basics and some of the best ways that I think are great for starters, starting users to set their Instagram up, and kind of some things that you need to know in order to start using Instagram for your business. First things first is Instagram, for those of you that are not used to using it, is a little bit different than other platforms. Instagram started off as a platform that was designed for photographers. So it's very visually based. It's not really meant to share content. You're not going to be able to share links to things. Facebook is much more about kind of sharing a much broader I guess, source of content. Instagram is typically, like I said, it was designed for photographers, so for photos. A lot of people now have started using it just in general. It will have photos, but they'll also use more of like a tiling or ads or custom created content. So it's completely up to you. It kind of depends on your business and what you're doing, how you use that, whether or not you're using it just for photos or if you're kind of creating your own photos. So for instance, if you are someone who is making jewelry or is doing some type of artwork or is a chef or a recipe maker blogger, then you will probably use a ton of photos because that naturally just kind of works great with your business. If you are someone who doesn't have the opportunity to take a lot of photos, like for instance myself, it's probably easier for me to do things like tips and tricks and use basically and Canva. I love Canva, so I always use Canva, but use kind of an outside platform that I can create some content and make it into an image format so that I can upload it to Instagram. So in Instagram, the first thing you're going to notice is when you get to Instagram, a lot of people panic because they're seeing other people's things and they're not seeing their own stuff. So Instagram, just like Facebook, is going to be, they're going to pull you immediately into a feed where you're going to see people that you follow and sometimes some sponsored ads. You're going to see what they've posted recently. You may see something that you've posted if you've posted recently, but you're not going to see everything that you've posted unless you come over here to the upper right hand corner, and I'm on a desktop, obviously. You can see your Instagram account, but you cannot upload new pictures from a computer. So from a computer, you can come and look, you can do some searches, you can interact with other people, but you cannot upload your own content from here. You do have to do that from a phone. But if you want to see your own profile, you're going to click on the little icon over here and go to profile. It's going to bring you to your profile where you can then edit it. You're going to want to make sure that in your profile you have a username that makes sense, obviously a name. You're going to have an appealing profile photo. Your bio needs to be pretty basic because they don't give you a ton of information. So you want to let people know right off the bat kind of what's important to you and how they can relate to you. Then obviously you put your information, phone number, your email, all of those sorts of things in there as well. In your actual profile, I'm going to go back in here. You'll notice that I have jenmaher.expert/insta. This is actually where you can put your website information. I'm going to talk to you a little bit later about why I use a /insta page, but you're definitely going to want to make sure that you have your website in here, at the very least. Your profile is basically going to consist of these tiles. These are what I was referring to earlier. If you're a photographer or you're using your phone to take pictures, you're going to post these up and they're going to come directly as square images, and they make this kind of tiled format. So there's always 3 in a row. That's why you'll see a lot of people that choose, if you go back in my account quite a ways, you'll see that I was kind of addicted to tiling for a while. And I tried very hard to make sure that I was always doing, like right here, you'll see I was always trying to alternate between an actual picture of a website that I was working on, then a quote or a tip or a trick that I created in Canva, then an actual picture, then a Canva, then a picture, then a Canva, picture, Canva, picture. You get the idea. So a lot of people choose to tile that way so that their every other picture kind of follows along that pattern. There are other people that choose to do a pattern that might be picture and like all the way down the center they'll have quotes and tips and tricks. There's many different ways that you can organize it that way if you wanted to get that far into it. You can definitely become obsessed with your Instagram. It really should. Mine's a complete and total mess right now, so I'm not the best example. But it really should. People should be able to look at this page, your child page and profile, and be able to see your voice, see what you're all about, get a very good feeling for who you are, what you're offering. Someone that does a really good job of that. I'll show you a couple of different people. But one salon in Nebraska. This is one of my clients and one of my good friends, and she does my hair. So she does a really good job of, if you look through hers, there are combinations of pictures of them at doing what they're doing. Their clients that they're working with post pictures of them, and then just kind of fun pictures of them. You get a really good sense as you're looking through this of who they are, what their voice is like, what their kind of feel and their vibe is for her salon. And it really makes you want to interact and engage with them if they're speaking to you and if you enjoy their voice. You'll notice also that she has her tiles here, but she also, we're going to get back to this in a little bit. These are for her Instagram stories. So we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. I'm also going to show you Kelly. She is someone that I've known for, oops, not that Kelly. I love her too. We're going to go to a different Kelly. Kelly Ray Thompson. She is a friend that I've known for quite a long time, and she's a coach, a life and leadership coach. So she does this styling. Hers, she's kind of adopted, well, I love these colors, you know that. But you'll see a lot of videos of herself, along with quotes, just different things that you can definitely go through here and see everything that she's about. You can get a very quick glimpse and know exactly that she's positive, that she is very focused, and that's through her tiles here. She also has done a great job with her stories. If I go back into my home screen, I will see everyone that has done a recent story right up here. So if I go to Kelly's and click on her story, this is what stories look like. They're actually done from the phone. And so you'll see that they have a different format. Every one of the tiles is going to have more of a square look to it to keep that tiled look. Your stories are going to be a lot more phone focused. So that's the layout of those. They're going to be a lot more vertical and rectangular. So you'll see that it will kind of just walk through each of her recent stories, and then it's going to go on to the next person that I follow so I can see their story as well. The nice thing about the stories is if you had something like, for instance, because Kelly has definitely done a great job of keeping her color theme very consistent. If I look at this picture, for instance, this is a great picture of her daughter that she's sharing, but doesn't really match the color scheme of her actual page. So this is a great way for her to showcase material and put it out there without it naturally matching and like throwing off the total appeal of her tiling, because her tiling definitely has a color scheme going on. So once you make a story, then you can move it into one of these areas. So once she has done a story, she can then say move to one of these areas, the highlighted areas. So this is her things, and you can go through and see what she's posted in here in her things category. And then she's also got, that's favorite things, I guess, and then her free training. So you'll see that these are stories that she has made, and now she has moved them over into a highlight reel, basically. So I'm going to kind of show you a little bit about how to do that. And I'm going to pause right now so that we can go over and look at Canva.